Hi friends, today we have our third class on globalization. Let's start with the factors that have enabled globalization. First comes technology. Rapid improvement in technology has been a major factor that stimulated globalization. For example, improvements in transportation technology has reduced the cost of transportation and the delivery time, keeping the goods intact. Goods are placed in containers that can be loaded intact onto ships, railways, planes, and trucks. This has increased the speed of delivery and reduced the cost of transportation. Refrigerated containers are also available. The most important technology that helped globalization is information and communication technology. In recent years, technology in the areas of telecommunications, computers, and internet has been changing rapidly. Communication from remote areas is now possible using internet or mobile phone. Satellite communication devices are also available. You can get any information from internet. Similarly, you can send email and voicemail. Information and communication technology, which is generally known as IT, has played a major role in spreading out production of services across countries. How can we use IT in globalization? We will explain this with an example. A news magazine published for London readers is designed and printed in Delhi. The magazine is designed and printed in Delhi according to the instructions received from London through internet. After printing, it is sent by air to London, and the payment for designing, printing, etc. is made from London by e-banking. Now, the second factor that helped globalization is liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment policy. Liberalization led to the minimization of rules and regulations in the trade sector. What would have happened if the government of India had imposed a tariff or tax on Chinese toys? The price of Chinese toys would have increased, meaning they would no longer remain cheap. As a result, people would start buying Indian toys and Indian toy makers would prosper. Tax on imports is an example of trade barrier. A barrier means a restriction. Government can use trade barriers to increase or decrease foreign trade and to decide the kind of goods that must be imported. Indian government after independence had imposed barriers to foreign trade and foreign investment. This was to protect domestic producers from foreign competition. Only essential commodities were allowed to import. Essential commodities include machinery, fertilizers, petroleum, etc. Okay. All developed countries during the early stages of their development have adopted this policy of protecting their domestic producers through various means. By 1991, the government brought about a policy change. It is thought that the time had come for Indian producers to compete with producers around the globe. It was felt that competition would improve the performance of domestic producers and they will improve the quality of their products. Thus, barriers on trade and foreign investment were removed to a large extent. Then, goods could be imported and exported easily, and foreign companies could set up their factories in India. Removing barriers or restrictions set by the government is what is known as liberalization. So by 1991, we can say that the government became much more liberal. The third factor that helped globalization is World Trade Organization. Liberalization and foreign investment in India was supported by some very powerful international organizations. It is based on the principle that all barriers to foreign trade and investments are harmful. Trade between countries should be free, that is, without any barrier. World Trade Organization is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. This was started at the initiative of developed countries. Currently, there are 164 members in WTO. Now we come to the functions of the WTO. What are the functions of WTO? Firstly, WTO establishes rules regarding international trade. Secondly, WTO monitors whether the rules are obeyed. Thirdly, WTO sees that the trade barriers are gradually withdrawn. Fourthly, WTO settles trade disputes between members. Finally, WTO provides a forum for negotiating trade agreements, generally free trade agreements. Okay, WTO is supposed to allow free trade for all, but it is seen that the developed countries have unfairly retained some trade barriers. On the other hand, WTO rules have forced the developing countries to remove trade barriers. Now we come to the debate on agricultural trade practices. Developing countries have reduced trade barriers as per the WTO trade rules. But USA is even now providing massive amount of money to its farmers for production and exports. As a result of this, US farmers can sell their products in foreign markets at a very low price, thus adversely affecting farmers in the developing countries. Thank you.